screens right now. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp. Both the numbers are flashing on your screens right now. So we are also joined by Manish Chaudhary, Head of Research at Stocksbox on the fundamentals. Welcome to Ask Profit. And first up, wishing you a very happy New Year, Manish.
Same to you, same to you.
Yeah.
And thanks for inviting to the show.
Yes, it's our pleasure, Manish. Now, let's just go across to the queries. K. Srinivas is writing to us from Bengaluru. He's saying, Manish, that he's bought 1,000 shares of Tata Power at 223 a piece. There is a decline in the stock for last 1 month, so he's asking whether he should hold or sell. So, as I can see, the stock has also fallen nearly 20% from 52 weeks high. So, what's your take on Tata Power?
I think fundamentally, if I talk, I think there is nothing wrong with the stock Tata Power. I think most of the capacity comes from the thermal thing. And it is also expanding aggressively into the renewable space as well. And also the recent government scheme of the solar for every rural household, I think that would also benefit Tata Power in a year's time frame. So overall, from a fundamental perspective, I think if someone can hold this stock from a 1 year perspective, I think I'm positive on this stock from these levels as well.
All right. All right. Let's. Hi, Manish. Thank you for being with us, and Happy New Year. Let's begin. Yeah. Right, let's take another query that we're getting from Anand from Chennai. Now he's asking us about Bata India Limited. He's holding about 75 shares, I believe. He's acquired them at 1580. Now he wants to know if he should hold this. Now, of course, Bata India has seen a bit of a downtrend for some time now, and it's corrected nearly 35%. Give us what your view is on the stock in the long term.
I think the footwear industry overall, I think, is heating up from a lot of competition in the industry. I think with all the players grabbing market share from each other, I think Bata India is also vulnerable to the competition. So all these is also reflected in the numbers as well. So I think I would be a little cautious on this stock, and I would prefer to book if someone is holding this stock. I think it is better to book at the current levels, because I think the kind of competition, I think it is not a very smart move to hold this stock from a long-term perspective.
All right, and before we take up our next caller, let's also bring in Aditya Arora. He's the founder of Adultech, joining us on Ask Profit. Hi, Aditya. Thank you for being with us. And Happy New Year. Okay, let's quickly go across to a caller that is coming in from Chennai. Hi, Ashish. How are you doing? And then tell us how we can help you.
Yes, hi, I'm fine. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you, and same to you.
Yes, my question is, I have CG Power. CG Power and Industrial Solutions bought at 500 shares at 400 rupees, and I have Bombay Stock Exchange for 200 shares at 4,000 rupees. My view is around 1 to 2 years, and my question is, can I add a bit more? And is my view of 1 to 2 years, should I hold it or should I exit maybe in next 6 months' time?
Okay, Ashish, just to let you know, we're just going to take one question right now, and I hope you appreciate that. We're going to pick up the one on CG Power. You're asking for a 1 to 2 year outlook, and you want to know whether you should be buying more into the stock. So let me go across right now to Aditya on this one. Aditya, can you give us a brief overview of what CG Power is looking like to you on the charts?
Hi, very good evening to you and to everyone, and also a viewer. So, CG Power has been in a tight range since a while. If you see, since July 2024, the stock is stuck in a range. On the lower hand side, the range is 660, and on the upper hand side, the range is 870. Right now, there is no technical breakout in the stock, but I feel that there could be an opportunity to lock the profits at higher level, like 820 to 850. This is the supply zone. So these are the zones where you should consider, booking some profit. Otherwise, the stock is low beta counter and stuck in a tight range.
We're also getting one more caller from Chennai. Hi, Ravi Shankar.
Hi.
Hello, Happy New Year. How can we help you?
Happy New Year. I'm holding Wipro since January 23.
Okay.
And actually, I'm looking for a short term. I would like to sell some past shares from the ones which I'm holding, like somewhere around 1,000 shares. I want to sell it out.
Okay.
So I just want to know, is it the right time, or should I sell it now, or should I hold till February? Because I have a requirement of funds on February. So should I sell it now, or should I wait till February?
Okay, so Aditya, IT sector Q3 results are expected to be impacted by like seasonal furloughs. So Wipro is one of them, and he's asking a short-term perspective on Wipro. So what's your take on it?
Right. So when you have a short-term view, then you can always follow this view that you could take some chips off the table and keep the remaining money with the trailing stop loss. So the trailing stop loss in this counter could be 290. Until 290 is protected, you could ride the rally. If 290 is taken out, then you can book your profits and get out. But to start with, you can also take some money off the table in case whatever happens to your stock, you still have some buffer with you, so you can utilize that money.
All right, let's go across to our next caller joining in, I think, from Dharamsala. Sanjeev, hi, how can we help you?
Hello, ma'am. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Ma'am, I'm holding 100 shares of Nestle India.
And at what price point did you purchase them?
2135.
Okay, and was it staggered? And what was the thought process while you were investing in this?
Ma'am, I'm holding it for the last 2 years. But since it's not now moving anywhere,
Okay.
shall I switch over to Hindustan Unilever or continue to stay with this stock?
Okay, let's take that question to Manish. Manish, the viewer has been holding this stock for a while now, and he feels that it's not really going anywhere. Well, it's largely been stagnating, at least for the past 2 months or so. He wants to know if he should now get out of the stock and look at some other companies in the FMCG sector. I think he's particularly interested in HUL.
I think FMCG as the overall space, I think, has been underperforming in the last 1 to 2 months, especially because of saturation in the urban demand. But if I talk about stock specific, I think there is nothing wrong in Nestle. I think it is more of a sectoral impact which all the stocks in this sector are witnessing. This company, if I talk specifically, I think it has one of the best return ratios amongst its peers, has a healthy track record of profitability. There is no question about any corporate governance issue. So I think all these things, I think, are positive for Nestle. And I think if someone has a horizon of 1 year or more, I think it's definitely a hold. Yes, if he's also asking about HUL, I think HUL at current levels also looks good. I think in the overall FMCG space, if I talk, Nestle and HUL, I think these are the two better bets currently. And I would prefer more Nestle over HUL at this point.
All right. Manish, we're also getting one more query from Satyendra. He's writing to us from Lucknow. He says that he's purchased 2,000 shares of Jio Financial Services at 340 apiece, and he's looking for a long-term outlook. So if we talk about Jio Financial Services performance, if we look at the 6-month performance, it has been down over 13%. So how are the fundamentals of Jio Financial Services looking to you?
I think if I talk about Jio Financial, I think the best is still yet to come. I think the company is still in a initial nascent stage where it is getting its team right, the asset management team right, the insurance business right, and also the retail lending also right. So I think it's very initial phase of building up the business. But if someone has a 1 to 2 year perspective, I think Jio Finance, due to its huge backing from Reliance, the kind of legacy it has, I think it's one of the best place to play the NBFC space and the overall fintech space. I think it's a hold from me from a 1 to 2 year perspective.
Okay, let's go across to another caller now. Zenith is calling in from Bengaluru. Hi Zenith, how can we help you, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to all of you as well. And I'm looking to get some clarification on Bharti Hexacom. And I'd like to know whether it's fundamentally it's good to hold for a long term as well as short term, both based on technical expertise, because I see the borrowings has been keep on increasing. That is the only thing which worries me. Otherwise, I know that they have this sort of monopoly in Rajasthan as well as Northeast, and everything. The promoters are almost holding 70%, which is Airtel, Bharti Group. So ROE is equally good, 18% I see. The only worry is the debt, which is quite significant.
Okay.
I don't know, is it because of the sector or... So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
So you seem to have done quite a bit of research on it. So we're going to get you both a technical as well as a fundamental view. Aditya, would you like to go first on this one? The viewer wants to know, he's a little worried about the debt part of Bharti.
Right. So technically, if he's talking, then short-term only levels matter. So for his investment, 1300 should be the stop loss. Below that, the stock could weaken a little bit and could inch little lower. So that is the level to keep in mind, 1300. And technically, a breakout may happen above 1600. And if that breakout is seen, he can see targets of 1800. So that's the technical breakout level, and the stop loss to maintain on the lower hand side is 1300.
Your views on this one?
Yeah. So talking about Bharti Hexacom, I think that debt which he's talking about, I think yes, the overall telecom space is a very asset-heavy kind of a business. So the rise in borrowings is owing to the asset-heavy nature of this sector. And the business, I think, is hugely concentrated into Rajasthan and the northeast region. So I feel it is better to move on to a play which has a pan-India kind of a presence, where it would benefit from the tailwinds to the overall sector from a pan-India basis. So I feel Bharti Airtel would be a better play vis-a-vis Bharti Hexacom. So I'm more positive on Bharti Airtel from a longer term perspective.
All right. So that's a sell on Bharti Hexacom. Now we are getting one more caller from Chennai. Hi, Vimal.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Happy New Year. Yes, how can we help you?
Ma'am, I'm holding 100 shares of Dr. Reddy, ma'am.
All right.
I bought it at 1375.
Okay.
And I am looking for short-term view, ma'am. In the recent days, it has been like going around the same price, like 20 rupees only.
Right.
So whether I switch it to different pharma sector, different pharma company, or this one I can hold.
Okay, and when did you buy these?
Like 4-5 days before, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So you're asking for a short-term outlook on Dr. Reddy's lab. Aditya, it comes straight to you on this. How is it looking on the charts, according to you?
He has selected a very good stock. When market was correcting, this stock has clearly outperformed and has shown incredible rally from 1200 to 1375. So I like this candidate for the relative strength it shows and the way Nifty Pharma Index is in limelight. So, a leading sector. So I have a positive bias on this counter. And if we see a breakout on this stock above 1420, then a rally could continue towards 1500 to 1550. These are the levels on the upside, and the stop loss he should maintain on the downside is 1200. So I maintain positive bias on the counter.
Okay. All right, so let's now pick up a WhatsApp query that's come into us. Now, one of our viewers is writing into us from Kuala Lumpur, wants to know if it is a good time to enter Tata Consumers. And this is a question that we're getting from Vishwanathan Nair. Now, Tata Consumer, of course, is correctly nearly 30% from its 52-week highs. And maybe that's one of the points that the viewer is concerned about. So, let's go across first to Aditya. Aditya, technically, is this a good point to enter?
Yeah, it's a good point to enter right now because now the stock is almost at its support level of 900 odd levels. So until 880 is protected, the stock has a probability of bouncing back. The stop loss to maintain is 880, and the levels on the upside or the targets could be 950 to almost 990. So I maintain positive bias with 880 as the stop loss.
And also coming to you on this one, Manish, what's your sense on it, Tata Consumer?
I think the kind of product portfolio Tata Consumer has, right, spanning from salt to water to tea, coffee to pulses. I think it's a very wide range of basket which Tata Consumers has. The recent correction in this stock is owing to the headwinds to the overall FMCG space, I believe. But with expectations of rural recovery coming in and urban demand also showing some signs of green shoots going forward, I think Tata Consumer would be one of the good plays in the FMCG sector. And also, I think the profitability has been good overall. So it's a kind of a core portfolio kind of a stock. And I think if someone is willing to hold from a long-term perspective, it's definitely a hold at this current.
Time to enter as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we are also getting one more caller from Mumbai. Hi, Pritesh.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, please go ahead with your query.
I am holding 31 shares of Jindal Poly Films at 1070.
All right.
3 years back. Hello.
Okay. So you bought
So
these 3 years
when will
back?
I reach that
Yeah.
rate?
Yes, please go ahead.
So when will I?
You're asking for a short-term perspective on it?
No. Is it advisable to hold further or?
Or you should sell it?
Yes.
Yeah, because as I can see, it's currently trading at 973, if I'm not wrong. And if you look at the 6 months performance, also the stock has performed pretty well, 31%, over 31%, in fact. So Aditya, would you like to take this one? Jindal Poly Films, how is it looking on the charts for short term? Whether the investor should stay invested or sell?
Right. The stock is very cyclical in nature. Like we can see in Jan 2020, the price was 270 and it made top in Jan 2022 with price of 1400. And from there, we again saw collapse of 460. So the stock is very volatile and high beta counter. And it also goes in sync with market cycles. So if it feel proper direction couldn't be put on this stock because it's very cyclical in nature. But if we had to follow levels, then I feel 1100 could be good levels to book the profit, to exit from the counter, 1100.
Okay, let's go across to a caller who's joining us from Hyderabad right now. Nilesh is on the phone line. Hi, Nilesh. How are you doing this evening?
Yeah, hi, madam. Good evening and happy new year to all.
Same to you. Please tell us how we can help you.
Yeah, my question is I'm having Exicom Tele-Systems shares, 200 in the quantity. I bought it with the price of 395, but from last 6 months it dragged like anything. So I'm not sure. Shall I keep holding those shares or not?
And just to understand a bit more, were you considering others in this segment, or was this one an attractive buy at that point?
It was reference from my friend, and he had purchased before me, and I took the guidance of my friend.
Okay, so friendly advice is something you're questioning right now, and I'm going to take this one to Aditya first. Aditya, what's your sense on Exicom now? He's holding it for the past 6 months, but he wants to know if it's still a hold on it, or should he, look perhaps at exiting?
Right. So if we see from July 2024, now every month has been a red month. Like every month it has declined little bit. So this shows relative underperformance and selling pressure at the higher levels. So it's actually a sell on rise candidate. He could get opportunity to buy at lower levels. Like it could break its IPO price of 170, 160. So I feel it's a good idea to exit from the counter right now. And he may get the opportunity later on to get at lower levels like 180, 160 odd levels.
Okay, and very quickly coming to you as well, Manish, what would you recommend if someone wants to go into this segment right now? What would you recommend as the top buy?
I think it's an indirect play on the EV space, Exicom Telecom, and I think it is into chargers, electric chargers and all. The kind of valuation it trades on the trailing 12-month basis, I think it's way too high. Yes, definitely there are some tailwinds to the EV sector, but I think the kind of valuation it is trading at, I think we are not comfortable at these valuation of around 70 to 80 times P multiple. So I think it's better to avoid this stock and moves into something of a direct play, and which the top EV direct play which comes to my mind in the four-wheeler space is Tata Motors. I think the kind of direction it has seen in the recent 2 to 3 months, I think Tata Motors at the current levels looks a very good buy, and it is a direct play on the EV space as well. So I think if someone is willing to hold it from a 1 year perspective, it's definitely a buy at these levels.
Okay, we're also getting one more query from Tamil Nadu. Venugopal has written to us saying that he has bought 658 shares of RIL at 1400 a piece, and he's asking for a long-term view on it. So, Manish, I'd like to come to you on this. If we can just talk about RIL's today's performance also. The stock was nearly up 1.5%, and currently it's trading at 1240 levels. So how are the fundamentals of RIL looking to you?
I think the RIL stock has corrected from around 1600 levels, and it's currently trading around 1240. I think the major reason behind this is the underperformance in the O2C segment of its business, the oil and the refining business. But in the third quarter, which is expected to come, the numbers are expected to come this month. I believe the Singapore GRMs have improved in the last 2 months, and I think that should definitely reflect in its performance going ahead. And we would see a uptick in the operating performance in the oil to gas segment. Talking about the Jio business, I think the tariff hikes which happened in July, the whole follow through would happen in this quarter, and the numbers would reflect that in terms of the ARPU. And also in the third quarter, I think the kind of festivals we had, the retail business would also do good. And also there are rumors about the IPO of Jio coming in 2025. So I think Reliance at this point in time has all the right tailwinds to perform from a 1 year perspective, and I think it's definitely a hold and a buy also at these current levels.
Okay, so that's a hold and a buy for RIL. Now we're also getting one more caller from Surat. Hi, Sanjal.
Hi, good evening. Namaskar, madam.
Good evening.
I'm Sanjay calling from.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Please go ahead.
Actually, my question is for
Sanjay, you're not audible right now.
Okay.
I think there's some issue in the line. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I'm looking for a short-term idea. I have 50,000 rupees on my hand, cash.
Okay.
So I want some 2 or 3 script, which I invest 1 day or 2 days or.
So you're asking for a stock recommendation in the auto space?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and for a long term or a short term?
No, just 1 day, 2 days, 3 days.
2 days?
Short term, very short term.
Short term. All right.
Yeah.
So, Aditya, I'd like you to take that one. What are your stock recommendations in the auto space for short term? Because our investor is having 50,000 cash and he wants to invest that. So what do we do?
Right. It's a tricky one because sometimes stocks may take little more than the time which we might have expected. Hence, one need to adjust that time. But apart, if we have some leniency in terms of time, then I like Eicher Motors, which looks good at 5,308. Here stop loss should be 5,050 and target should be 5,550.
All right. So you're suggesting to buy Eicher Motor. Now,
all right, we'll go across to another caller joining in from Delhi right now. Garima is on the phone line. Hi, Garima. How can we help you this evening?
Yeah, hi. So actually, I'm looking for the Titan share, 40 shares at the price of 3467. So is it a long-term, we should hold slow?
Garima, any particular thought that you had before you invested in it, and what was when did you invest, and you want to hold it for how long?
So I invested it like 3 months back, and just for the purpose of investing, and I just want to know whether I should hold it back or I should sell it off.
Okay. So 3 months back, it does seem that you are sitting on some bit of profit, but let me take that to our technical guest. Aditya is with us. Aditya, she's looking for a short-term view on Titan, and she wants to know whether she should hold it or she should sell it.
Right. As today we saw stellar rally in the market. Along with that, a lot of stocks have done well. Today, Idea itself short of 4%. Although apart, if we remove today's day, then the performance was negligible, and it was a pretty there was pretty dull price action over there. But after today's move, there's scope for some more upside over here. So she could hold on to the stock, and stop loss should be 5230, where technically the stock could turn weak. Until unless 5230 holds, there's scope for a bounce back, and the resistance on the upside are 3,480 to 3,550. So these are the levels on the upside which she should watch out for.
It's a hold on Titan, and well, we don't have, we will have to slip into a very short break right now, but we're going to be back, and do remember to keep sending in your questions. We are taking your questions live on the numbers that are flashing in front of your screens, as well as we will be taking in some WhatsApp queries as well. Time for a short break. Don't go anywhere.
On my face. How do you define a disruptor?
The idea was, why should we charge differently? We should probably charge the same.
What's the idea to change things around?
People would be scared to put 50,000 rupees with us, right? Yeah. But today, we have customers who put 500 crores with us.
What was your biggest challenge?
Did not have enough money in the bank to even meet the payroll.
What are the lessons that you've learned from the mistakes that you saw being made?
Didn't want to dilute their stake and therefore, ran out of cash.
Think you know what success looks like? Think again. Meet the disruptors, those who dare, dream and defy.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant food above a
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit. We are joined by Manish Chaudhary, Head of Research at Stocksbox on the fundamentals, and Aditya Arora, Founder and Multi-Asset Research Analyst at Greentech on the technicals. So we are getting a caller from Bengaluru. Hi, Gopal.
Yeah, good evening, madam. Good evening.
Good evening. Happy New Year.
Yeah, wish you the same.
Yes.
Madam, I have a query. I have 4,000 quantity of HFCL bought at 135 rupees.
All right.
So I'm holding it for the short term.
Okay.
The price.
So, okay, I'll...
Just I want to know the...
Yeah, please. You're asking for a short-term view on HFCL.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Viewers, we also got a WhatsApp query by A.M. Prasad from Bengaluru. He also has bought 1,500 shares of HFCL at 65 rupees. So, the company recently announced that it's foraying into defense manufacturing business. And if we talk about the performance, then it has fallen nearly 30% from its 52-week highs. So, Manish, how are the fundamentals of HFCL looking like?
I think HFCL has a very strong order book, and I think the performance from here on will also depend upon the execution of the order book. It is mainly into the fiber optic space and with the telecom space doing wonders in terms of the connectivity, be it 5G. And I think the kind of order book it has currently in the fiber optic space, the execution is the key from here on. And also recently it has entered into the defense space. So I think it would be too early to take a call how the defense story unfolds from here on. So I think the play currently for HFCL is mainly into the execution of the order book, which it has for the fiber optic and the telecom space. Yes. Right. So I think it's a hold from these levels. And if someone is holding from lower levels also, I think it's a hold.
And since Gopal had asked for a short-term outlook on HFCL, so quickly, Aditya, if you could tell us how it is looking on the charts.
Right, the stock has been correcting for a while now. So medium-term to long-term view is sell on rise. But today the stock has taken good support. So the stop loss for this rebound could be 109. And the levels on the upside could be 120 to 125. So I consider this as relief rally, but overall medium term to long term view is little neutral to bearish.
All right, let's now go across to another caller who's joining in from Gujarat. Dikshesh is with us. Hi, how can we help you?
Hi, actually I have ONGC share and my plan is for long term, 1 to 2 years. And current I have bought 273 rupees and total 500 shares I have. So what should do I right now?
And just a quick question, when did you buy these? Because that's the levels it was trading at around, I think, October, mid-October to somewhere in late October.
Yes, I bought on maybe June or July.
Okay, June or July is when you bought this. Okay, and you're looking at a short-term view, is that correct?
Not short term, I'm looking for 1 to 2 years.
Long term, 1 to 2 years. Okay, let me quickly go across first to Manish on this. Manish, what's your sense on ONGC? The viewer bought it, I think he said in June or July, and he's looking for a 1 to 2 year view on ONGC.
I think the recent correction from around 330 levels to the current levels, I think it is mainly to do with the crude oil prices moving nowhere. And that has also impacted the quarterly results, which have been at best the flattish in the last 3 to 4 quarters. But my sense is with the kind of profitability on an annual level of around 40,000 crore odd, and the kind of valuation it trades at, which is around 7 to 8x of 1 year multiple, I think it's a good buy at these levels. And if anyone is holding it, I think it can still be a hold from a 1 to 2 year perspective. And also ONGC in the recent last 2 to 3 quarters, it has emphasized that it is going to commission more of the oil fields, and also the operational efficiency would improve from here on. So I think all these factors should positively contribute to the numbers as well and to the earnings, and it's definitely a hold from a 1 year perspective.
Okay, we're getting a caller from Bengaluru now. Hi, Subramaniam.
Hi, madam.
Hello, please go ahead with your query.
Madam, I want to know about Tata Elxsi, madam.
Okay.
For short term.
For short term. So,
yes.
If you could just tell us how many shares have you bought at what price?
240, madam.
240 shares? At?
Price is 7,305.
Okay. And at what time did you buy Tata Elxsi?
Nearly 4 weeks back, madam.
4 weeks back. Okay. So, Aditya, he's asking for a short-term view on Tata Elxsi. And as I can see, the stock was down today, and the current trading, and currently it's trading at 6,702. So, Subramaniam is incurring a loss right now, as I can just see the numbers here. So what is your take on Tata Elxsi?
Right. So the stock is actually taking good support at its recent levels of 6,500. So until 6,500 is protected, one can maintain neutral to bullish stance. Below 6,500, the trend could deteriorate. But right now, as the stock has taken support at 6,500, there's a scope for making higher high, higher low pattern. That means the rally could continue. So in recent swing, the stock rallied from 6,300 to 7,500. So if 6,500 until 6,500 is protected, I think the stock could move up towards levels like 6,900 to 7,300. So I maintain neutral to bullish view until the stock is above 6,500.
All right, let's go across to another caller joining us from Kolkata. Umaid Mal is with us. Hi, how can we help you?
Yes, madam. I bought 1,475 shares of ITC. My average buying price is 435 rupees. Now, should I hold or what should I do?
And when did you buy these?
I bought over a period of time, which is last 4 months.
And is, the demerger something that you're thinking about?
I was thinking about the demerger also, but I am not sure how it will benefit me.
All right. So let's take that question to both our guests. Aditya, you want to take that one first. He's holding 1,400 shares at 435. Obviously, the demerger is on his mind. How is it looking on the charts, and what are we expecting really?
I think ITC is a very, very good quality stock. I'll give you a perspective. Like all the FMCG stock corrected quite a bit, but this stock has stood strong. And when market was correcting, this was forming a base, and in last 2 to 3 days, it has broken its range. And the upper end of the range was 485. So that is broken now. Now there's scope for good upside over here. So technically, if I have to put it, then stop loss should be 470, and the levels on upside would be 510 to 530.
And let me go across as well to Manish. Manish, how are you looking at ITC specifically, with the demerger?
I think ITC, when the hotel business gets demerged, I think the most asset-heavy business in the overall ITC pack is the hotel business. Once it goes out, I think the business would mainly comprise of the tobacco, FMCG, and some paperboard kind of a business. So I think most of the business currently is driven by tobacco, with FMCG continuously each year gaining incremental share in the EBITDA. I think that would continue, and the existing shareholders will also benefit from the demerger of the hotel business, where I think the outlook for the overall hotel industry is good, wherein the supply is limited and the demand is higher. And ITC as a hotel business is also planning to move into more of a managed kind of services, where the requirement for debt would be lower. And I think both the businesses, ITC as a standalone, ITC Limited and ITC Hotel business, I think both should do well post demerger. So it's a hold and it's a quality stock, and I think most of the investors should have it in the portfolio from a longer term perspective.
All right, now we are getting a caller from Mumbai, Benny. Benny is calling. Hi, Benny.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead with your query.
I got 1,000 shares of S Bank. I just brought a few days back.
Okay.
At around 20 rupees.
All right.
I mean, round up in 20 rupees. So I want to know whether it is I hope that is a good subject. I want a view from your end to hold it for a long time.
But why did you choose Yes Bank? If I may ask.
Yes Bank, I thought it as I'm holding for like 2, 3, 4 years. If it is can come up around 300 or something, it can come up.
Okay. So I'll get a fundamental view on it. Manish, how is Yes Bank performing? And because it has reported a significant decrease in earnings per share, so what's according to you, how it is looking like?
I think the profitability trajectory, the absolute profitability trajectory has improved in the last 3 to 4 years. But yes, the EPS has declined because of the large equity base which it has gathered post the fiasco which happened around 4 to 5 years back. Currently, the equity base is very large, and I think until and unless a good promoter comes in, wherein the talks are still ongoing about some foreign bank coming into it and buying the SBI stake of around 26%. I think that is a major overhang on Yes Bank at this point in time. And I think there are better plays in the private banking space, wherein if someone wants to have a mid-cap kind of a private bank in their portfolio, I think Federal Bank looks good. And if something on a large cap space, I think ICICI Bank from a 1 year perspective looks very good. And if the economy comes back from the kind of slowdown it has witnessed in the last 2 quarters, I think ICICI Bank would be the front runner in terms of performance. So I think ICICI Bank is a good buy at these levels. Okay, and one should exit Yes Bank.
Okay, so that's a sell on Yes Bank. And let's go across to Prasad now, calling in from Bengaluru. Hi, Prasad. How can we help you?
Hi, everyone. I'm holding 8,000 shares of SBFC for the last 1 year, purchased January 2024. So what is the long-term perspective? Can you please help?
So just to understand, why did you choose this stock in the NBFC space? Was there any particular thought that was driving it?
Yes, they had different business module. And, when Ram Mandir was inaugurated, there was a speculation that, they have business in Ayodhya and all.
Okay. Okay, so let's go across right now to Manish on this one. Manish is, he's bought 8,000 shares at 84 levels, and the stock really hasn't given him that sort of a return so far. He's been holding it since January. What's your sense on this, and any other stocks in the NBFC space that you recommend?
I think SBFC Finance in the overall NBFC space, I think that is one of the better managed mid-cap kind of a stock. I think the asset quality has been great in the past, and the profitability is continuously on an uptrend. And the kind of management which it has, which is a ex-HDFC senior person, I think it is very well managed, and it is showing in the numbers as well in terms of earnings. SBFC Finance, if I talk about, it has a good portion of a fixed loan book kind of a portfolio, wherein the upcoming rate cuts which would happen in India, I think this NBFC is better placed in terms of in any headwinds to the names, I feel. And if someone wants to enter into a NBFC space of a good quality, I think Bajaj Finance at these levels, wherein it has run more than 6-7% today, I think Bajaj Finance still looks a very good buy at these levels, and I won't be surprised to see a 15 to 20% kind of an upside from a 18 to 24 months perspective.
All right, now it's a quick reminder for our viewers. Please don't forget to call us on the numbers that are on your screen right now. You can also reach out to us on WhatsApp. Both the numbers are flashing on your screens right now. Now let's take a query, a WhatsApp query by Karthik. So he's asking that he's bought Refex Industries shares at 135. He's bought 350 shares, whether he should hold or sell. So Refex stock has given a massive return in the last 5-6 months, as I can see, and but seems like it's consolidating at higher levels. So Manish, first I'd like to come to you. How's the performance of Refex looking like on the fundamental front?
I think Refex is a proxy play to the RAC business. I think the retail air conditioning business and the overall air conditioning business, it supplies refrigerant gas to most of the players. So I think with the kind of season the air conditioning overall industry had in the past 9 months, I think that was reflected in terms of the stock performance as well. If I talk about the earnings, I feel the earnings trajectory would improve from here on as well. And the kind of profitability ratios and the kind of return ratios it commands, I think it is still a hold for me from a 1-year perspective.
Okay, let's go across to another caller joining in from Bengaluru. Kamath is on the phone line. Hi, how can we help you?
Madam, I am holding 1,000 shares of CESC at the rate of 185. Now, 10th is their result with the Indian dividend. So I just wanted to know the short-term view.
And when did you buy these?
I bought it about 10 days back, madam.
Okay, so you've just bought the stock. All right, let's quickly go across to Aditya on this one. Aditya, CESC, he's looking for a short-term view. So I'm assuming he's just bought it 10 days ago. So he's got, quick profits in mind. What's your sense on it?
Right, so he's in minor profit now, and when it's about short-term trading, then levels are the most crucial ones. And over here, the important levels are 182 as the stop loss or support, and the levels on the upside are 194 to 200 as the targets.
Okay, now we are getting a caller. Tarak Ramarao is online. Hi, Tarak.
Yes, madam.
Yes, please go ahead with your query.
Madam, recently I have bought a Swiggy at rupees 585, quantity is 5,000. After initiating by JP Morgan Chase with a target of 740, and moreover, it is a 30% discount at its peer Zomato. By looking at all these things and in quick commerce growth in India in next 3 to 4 years, by looking all these benefits, I have bought this Swiggy. And what is the outcome near short term or 2-year long term view?
All right. So we keep on getting queries on Swiggy and Zomato. Manish, I'd like to come to you on this first. So how are the fundamentals of Swiggy looking like?
I think the major headwind for Swiggy is, I think, the profitability. I think with the current aggressive plans in the quick commerce space, which it has, I think the profitability still looks a little 6 to 7 quarters away on the PAT level. And I think the food delivery business continues to do well. And but somehow I'm of the view that it is better to enter businesses, buy businesses which has already shown the profitability track record, and there are tailwinds to the business. So I still feel that it's a better play. Zomato is a better play than Swiggy, because I think there is a minimal to choose between the two in terms of the food delivery business. But when it comes to the quick commerce business, I think Zomato currently leads this space. And also it has other tailwinds, such as the recently acquired ticketing business from Paytm, and also the Hyperpure business, which is a B2B business. So I feel Zomato from a 2-year perspective would be a better play than Swiggy. And I think Swiggy still needs to show the profitability track record with the kind of valuation it is commanding currently.
Right. And Aditya, do you also endorse the same view as Manish's?
Yeah, I think the stock is actually trending up in last 1 to 2 weeks. So I maintain little neutral to positive stance. But I think one shouldn't expect too much from these counters, because these move very much in the trend, in line with the trends in Nasdaq. If the Nasdaq is going up, these tech stocks are going up. Food tech stocks. If there's correction in technology index globally, these stocks also correct significantly. So I don't have very lofty expectation from these stocks. I believe these are just trading bets, where the higher levels could be an opportunity to book profit if your view is medium to long term, because valuations are also very stretched in this food tech segment. So in the medium to long term, I maintain little bearish stance, but in the short term, the stock is turning around from its support of 540. So until 540 is protected, there's scope for a good bounce back over here.
Okay, let's go across to Kanchan, who's calling in from Kolkata now. Hi, Kanchan. I think your query is about Honeywell Automation, but do tell us more.
Yes, madam. I had bought 5 shares of Honeywell Automation at a price of 2,400 rupees. I am a long-term investor. I don't remember when I bought long time back. And out of which one I sold at 53,500 in the recent upswing. I'm left with 4. Now the price has come down, so 42 something. So now what should I do?
All right, and you made a tidy bit of profit on that, so you must be a happy man.
True.
All right, so you're looking, perhaps, I'm going to go to both our guests. Aditya, to you first. He bought it and he doesn't even remember when he did it at 2,400. Obviously, he's very happy going to the bank at those levels, but he wants to know if it's going to go up and should he wait to sell more?
I'm sure he's laughing all the way to the bank, and very congratulations to our viewer who is making handsome money on this stock. But technically, if we try to analyze, then I think auto sector is going through some disruption right now. Whereas we are hearing about inventory pile up in auto companies, and auto ancillaries are also facing some shrinkage in margins. And if we try to understand this technically, then I think after a stellar rally, this stock got really dumped from 60,000 odd levels. That suggests institutions are a little bearish on this counter and supply is visible at the higher levels. So I maintain bearish stance on auto stocks and auto ancillary in the medium to long term. So I believe every rise is an opportunity to book profit. So he can think of taking chips off the table, and maybe probabilities that he would get the stock at lower levels. But right now, I maintain bearish stance on auto stocks.
Right. Now we are getting a call from Bengaluru. Hi, Zach.
Hi.
Yes, please go ahead with your query.
I got Olectra Greentech.
Okay.
I got about 10 shares. I bought it at 2170.
Right.
I would like a view on that, both technical and fundamental, please.
And when did you buy these?
I guess around 8 to 10 months ago.
Okay. So first I'd like to come to you, Manish. How are the fundamentals of Olectra Greentech looking like? Because as I can see, the stock has been not performing that well if we look at the 6-month picture. But recently it has just picked up some momentum. So what's your take on it?
I think Olectra Green is a major play on the electric buses, and I think with the kind of focus the government, most of the state government have in upgrading their fleet to the electric fleet, I think Olectra Green is a good play on that. I think the issue with Olectra Green in the last 1 or 2 quarters has been on the execution side, wherein it has a large order book, but it was somehow not able to deliver it due to some operational issues. But going ahead, I think the management looks confident in executing the order book which it has, and that should also start showing in the earnings. So I think from here on, I think the earning trajectory would improve, and that should also reflect in the share prices going ahead. So if someone has a long-term view, I think it's a hold for me.
Okay, and Aditya, since Zach has bought it at 2170 and at 1490, and currently it's at it's somewhere above that, so he's made some profit there. So what's your take on it? What's the short-term outlook on Olectra Greentech?
I think short term, most of the stocks are doing well. Today we have seen one of the biggest rally in auto index, which was the highest compared to all other index today. So short term is bullish. Short term is bullish for auto counters. But see, today the stock has risen very minimal, like very marginally it has gone up. So that isn't a positive sign, where as the complete sector is doing so well and the stock is not doing well. So I believe every rise is an opportunity to take chips off the table, because in the medium term, I feel that the stock could break 1400 odd levels also. So I feel higher levels could be an opportunity to take chips off the table.
Right, and I'm afraid that we are running out of time. Thanks for being with us on the show. And viewers, that's all the time we had on this edition of Ask Profit. Please don't get disheartened as we couldn't take much of your queries, but we'll take it tomorrow, all the queries that were left, and we will surely come up with them tomorrow. And but you keep writing to us, keep sending us your queries. With that, it's a wrap on today's episode.
And a quick thank you to Aditya as well as Manish, our guests who joined us this evening. Stay with us on NDTV Profit.
On my face. How do you define a disruptor?
The idea was, why should we charge differently? We should probably charge the same.
Was the idea to change things around?
People would be scared to put 50,000 rupees with us, right? But today, we have customers who put 500 crores with us.
What was your biggest challenge?
We did not have enough money in the bank to even meet the payroll.
What are the lessons that you've learned from the mistakes that you saw being made?
Didn't want to dilute their stake and therefore, ran out of cash.
Think Think you know what success looks like? Think again. Meet the disruptors, those who dare, dream and defy.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first to buy all commodities, but in that Vedanta looks good.
Our experts give you the top stock ideas to prepare you for the day.
ICICI Lombard stocks hit the first target. It has given a very good momentum with good volume.
Don't miss the chance to make the right moves. Only on NDTV Profit, where winners are made before the bell rings. Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
This is on my face.
How do you define a disruptor?
The idea was
Bulls take charge on the Lal Street today. The Nifty reclaims the 24,000 mark with most contribution from Infosys. Sensex 2 reclaims the 80,000